Welcome back to the Mal and Joe Show. Today we are here with Mike McCoy at the McCoy team at Affiliated Bank Mortgage. And here we are wanting to find out some more information on the first steps of buying a home. And that first step would be actually getting pre-approved and meeting with a lender. So he's going to tell us a little bit more about kind of getting those steps and getting pre-approved to buy a home.
Yeah, so first off, we kind of want to start with a snapshot of what 2018 looked like, a recap, and if you could tell us a little bit about what it's looking like now in 2019.
Sure. So 2018, looking back, the first 2 quarters of last year were gangbusters. It was crazy busy. You had a really active market. And so what we saw from basically January 1 through the end of June was crazy busy. Lots of activity. When you got into the third and fourth quarters, we did see a plateau. There were still a lot of active buyers and sellers, but I think there was some apprehension with regards to interest rates, so people were kind of putting things on the brakes for a little bit. As we got into 2019, we've already started to see a tremendous amount of applications coming in, and that's how we really track to see what the success will be for 30 or 60 days out. I think your point to interest rates and things that you guys asked me about before, last year, 2018, the average interest rate for the year on a 30-year traditional mortgage was 4.4%. The projections for 2019 are only about 40 basis points higher, which would put you at about 4.8%. So we're still staying under the 5% market, which for whatever reason looks a lot better than saying 5 or 5.5 or 6.
So just tell our clients we're up 40 points.
Right.
So then they don't get scared.
Yeah, absolutely. So
for first-time home buyers who've never pre-qualified for a loan, have even owned a home, what do you tell them? What are the first steps to get pre-qualified, and what does that look like?
So first of all, you need to, in my opinion, work with, if you've never bought a home before, if you've never been counseled through that process, highly recommend sitting down at least one time with a lender to figure out, okay, what does it look like? Because a lot of times what you hear and see on the internet and stuff does not always translate into reality. So a lot of it is payment driven, and you see these payments on these various websites that indicate a much lower payment because they haven't factored in any taxes or insurance or things like that. So you need to sit down with a lender and it takes 30 to 45 minutes. It's not an all-day affair, but that's super important to do that, to set the expectations, and to really figure out who you want to work with and build that rapport with your lender. I think is vital in your process. Now, if you've bought 5, 6, 7 houses, you kind of know the drill, but if you've never done it before, I would highly recommend that. So.
Yeah. And I think from a realtor standpoint, we always stress that you work with a local lender. That's why we're sitting down with Mike, versus like a Quicken Loans or something of that nature, just because you have one point of contact. If something goes wrong, if you have a question, you have one person to call, one phone number, and Mike's here to answer it for you.
In other words, basically, it's easy just to walk into their office and just say, I need help today.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Please sit down and go step by step through the process with me.
Sure. I'll add one thing. In terms of a lot of the misconception is too that you've got to have just a massive amount of money for a down payment, and I'll talk a little bit about some. I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but there are down payment assistance programs that are available. There's a Seth Gold Star, a T-Shack, are the two kind of the biggest ones that have the most favorable terms. You can get money for your down payment and your closing costs with literally very minimal out of pocket. So that is an option out there outside of the traditional way and traditional mortgages. Now, also those programs are fixed rate loans. So that's a question I get a lot. Is this an ARM? No. It's a fixed rate loan, so very attractive options. And with rental rates going up 10 to 12 to 15% year over year, and you can literally buy a house, and I've done them already in the last few months. I've closed loans where their payments are less than what their rent is going to be. So anyway, I just thought I would throw that out there. It's just because that's a lot of question I get. Hey, do I need to have $20,000 in the bank? You don't.
Right. So absolutely. So I know there's a lot of mortgages out there and a lot of lenders out there, especially even in Fort Worth. But what makes you different? What programs can you offer your clients that differentiates you?
So I'll start with the program part first. So products, and as a Tarrant County bank, we have an array of different products outside of your normal vanilla, FHA, VA, conventional. We do a lot of portfolio lending too. We do build jobs, interim construction, lot loans, land loans, physician, professional programs, those kind of things. So that's really the biggest part about being attached and working for a bank is we just have an array of different options. It allows me to say yes more often. Secondly, when you work with me, you get 7 other people that are on my team that help you only working on your loan, our business. It's not someone that's in a different city or they're all in this office. And I think that goes a long way when you're trying to get a mortgage and you're not going to know this is what we do every day. You get one every so often, or maybe you've never had one before. So it's really important that you can talk to Kelly, Linda, Phoebe, and it's a whole different experience. And I think that what we do is we close on time every time. We communicate with you throughout the process, and we close accurately. So whatever figures and payments and cash to close, all those numbers are going to be accurate, and we're not going to fudge or mislead you or bait and switch you ever. So that's what's important to us.
I would also have to add to that I also find that coming to you, it's a great service, not only but you offer friendship and being close to your lender, and where I can pick up the phone and just give Mike a call and be like, hey, can you kind of guide my client in the right direction? They're a little bit confused of what they need to do, or maybe they might be scared to call up a lender. And I just think that one of the things is your likability and approachability. I mean, you are able to just be likable, which is a great quality.
Stroke that
It would
ego.
be a stroke that
I feel
ego.
good now.
But that's a great quality to have, and that's why I continue to work with Mike.
Yeah.
And I always just try and send as many clients as possible in this direction.
Thank you.
Yeah.
For that.
Yes.
Well, awesome. Well, we'll include all of Mike's information here down in the bottom so that you can reach out to him. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us or contact him directly. But we thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you guys.
Mike, for
Enjoyed
joining
it
us
very much.
today.
Thank y'all.
Yes.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Y'all have a good
Thank you.
one.
All right, see you later.
Take care.
I'm on top of the world. I'm on top of